Aussie gamers, Lucas here, and today I am going to watch The Last of Us Part 2 trailer. And for those of you that know me well enough, you know that The Last of Us for me was one of the most amazing game experiences that I had ever had. My favourite game of all time before The Last of Us was released was none other than the original Metal Gear Solid game on the PlayStation 1. So good old Hideo Kojima there, winning my heart for over a decade. Then The Last of Us came out on the PlayStation 3 and I fell in love with it. And I platinumed it on the PlayStation 3. I repurchased it on the PS4 with the remastered edition and I platinumed it again. And I'm now still trying to play through on the grounded difficulty, but I absolutely love it every time I play it. It was an absolute masterpiece. So that's how passionate I am when talking about The Last of Us. It is amazing. Now, when The Last of Us finished, there was a lot of talk about there being a Last of Us 2. Should there be a sequel? Should the ending be expanded on? Does there need to be more closure? Me personally, I didn't want a sequel. I thought that The Last of Us was a complete package and was absolutely perfect in every sense. There was absolutely nothing more that I wanted from The Last of Us because I didn't want anything to be tainted. I didn't want there to be an accidental destruction of the world that Naughty Dog originally made with The Last of Us. Neil Druckmann and Bruce Straley came out with an absolute masterpiece that I think will stand the test of time and be one of the best games ever made for a very, very long time, for generations upon generations. So when I was asked, do you want a sequel, I would always say no. I don't want it to be touched. If there is to be a Last of Us 2, I don't want Ellie and I don't want Joel to be in it. I want their story to be finished. Leave them alone. Don't ruin them. If there was to be a Last of Us 2, then I wanted it to be in the same universe with new characters. Try and recreate what you've done before with something brilliant without spoiling what you've already created. Now that was my opinion. Now Naughty Dog have released and announced The Last of Us Part 2. Now it's not The Last of Us 2 and it's not The Last of Us Redemption. It's not The Last of Us blah blah blah. It's Part 2. And I like the sound of that because it feels like it's going to be in addition to what we've already got and expand on the world and show us more about the characters that we already know. Now, in the trailer, it does give away, and I'll give a little bit of a spoiler, sorry if you haven't seen it yet, but it does show that the characters in the game are going to be Ellie and Joel. They obviously have progressed a little bit in time. Ellie looks a little bit older, so does Joel. Not that you see Joel very much. And now that I've seen it, my opinion has changed. The fanboy has erupted in me, and I'm ecstatic that it's Ellie and Joel returning for the sequel or part 2, if you will. So, yeah, a lot has changed. It was quite an emotional thing when I first saw it. Now, I was very, very busy when this was released, and the first place that I actually saw that this existed was on the Aussie Gamers Express website. So thank you very much to my team members, because I'm always impressed when they bring news to me through the Aussie Gamers Express medium. So good work, guys. So I think without further ado, I'm going to start watching the trailer now. Now, my apologies if you wanted to watch the full trailer, because I am going to be stopping and starting the trailer. So keep that in mind. It's not going to be just watched straight through. I'm going to stop and start, and I'm going to talk about it, put my comments in there. So let's get this started. May contain content inappropriate for children. Sony Interactive Entertainment presents. Lovely. All right, so we open up here and it's beautiful greens, a nice lush setting there. It looks so good. And although there are a lot of games out there and a lot of artists that do beautiful scenery, Naughty Dog do them so good. And this is where I'm going to stop it for the first time here. This is the first time that we know that this trailer is in The Last of Us universe, because we've got the stop sign there and we've got the firefly symbol on it. And if you're not aware, just a little bit of a bit of trivia for you, but the firefly symbol is actually two Fs. So that's a backwards F and a front-facing F for fireflies. So if you didn't know that, there's a little bit of trivia for you. But yeah, it shows that the fireflies are possibly still prevalent in the Last of Us world, but we don't know. Let's keep going. Naughty Dog. Love the work. Now, when you first start watching this, I couldn't really pick who this was. And at first I thought it was a bit of a trucker or some rough-looking bloke. I wasn't wearing headphones the first time I listened to this. Now I can actually hear a little bit of breathing. And the breathing does kind of give away a little bit about maybe the gender of this character. But it takes a little bit of a time before the reveal on who this actually is. Now, look, I'm trusting that you've seen the trailer before and you're just watching this for a bit of a point of view or an opinion on it. So I don't mind, I will give away. Look, this character that we're looking at the moment with the guitar is Ellie. She's a little bit older. I think she's, I don't know, roughly about 19, 20 years old in this game. In the original Last of Us, she was 14. So she's grown up a little bit. She's a little bit more hardened. And we can see on her right arm here, she's got like a tattoo on her arm. At first, I thought, oh, the tattoo looks a bit tacky. But that's also the arm that she was bitten on back when she was with, I think it's Riley was her friend, that we learned from when we played Left Behind, I think the DLC was called. So she's bitten on the arm, which is where it essentially showed, where the game sort of gave away the fact that she was immune. She had been bitten, but she didn't turn. So that might be covering up the bite mark scar that she has on her arm, but let's keep watching. I'm not sure of the significance of holding the fist out like that. Maybe she's just limpering up to play a bit of guitar. She's covered in blood as well, so obviously something has just gone down. Yeah, I think you can see the scar is about there, and she's covered it up with the tattoo. And that's when you first realise who it is.
Of the shadow of death, and I fear no
Amazing.
evil, because I'm blind to it all. In my mind, my gun.
Now, I'll just pause that as well. There's something that I didn't necessarily pick up on when I watched it the first time, but my wife, who's not even a gamer, she noticed this and pointed it out to me. I'm like, oh wow, you're right. The title screen of The Last of Us, and also where it returns back to at the end of the game, is over here on the left. That's looks like where the title screen is from the original Last of Us. And when you finish the game, a knife is stuck into the windowsill. That looks like that. Now, what I might do is let's bring up, I might just minimize this. Okay, so there's an image of it there, if it wants to load for me. So there you go. That does look, although a little bit more overgrown. Let's go back to the video. And back to that. The white curtains are there. Although it's a different type of window. No, because this window opens up. It's like a slide up window, whereas this one is like a swing open window from the original. Good keen eye from my wife there, but I don't think it's correct, although it's very similar. That same sort of, is it the same plant? It does look like the same kind of leaves. So, I don't know. Is there anything else that might give it away? No. What about the paint? No, so there's no posters. Although the curtains are there. Different type of window, so maybe it's not. Anyway, let's continue watching.
Me. Because I know I'll kill my enemies when they come.
See that? Where she's got the blood rolling down her cheek. Let me just go back a bit. So it's kind of like a tear, but it's blood. So obviously she's just bleeding from somewhere, but it kind of makes it look like she's crying tears of blood. And she's covered in blood, so she's... And obviously the next scene, you see the arm on the ground there.
Surely goodness and mercy will follow me.
We don't originally know who this person is, but it's a very easy assumption, which turns out to be correct. And he's stepping over dead bodies. There's obviously been a bit of a fight.
Said I walk beside the still waters and they restore my soul, but I can't walk on the path of the right because I'm wrong.
This might be some residue on the wall there, the blood from Ellie's fight.
I can't walk on the path of the right because I'm wrong.
And I can tell that's Joel. Let's stop that for a second. Let's go back. Alright, so we've got Ellie. There's a better shot of the window too. So it's... The curtains look right. The paint isn't chipped and cracked in this one. But the leaves are similar, but that could just be a popular tree or a tree that, or a vine or whatever that grows in the area that they're in. But it's a different window. The window opens differently, so we'll have to put that one to bed. So it looks like Ellie's been in some form of a fight with a machete and this guy on the ground. And you can tell she's a little bit older. She's bigger. She's covered in blood. Obviously, she's found a guitar and decided to pick it up and have a bit of a sing-song. And this is where we first 100% know that it's Joel because we hear him speak.
What are you doing, kiddo? You really gonna go through with this?
I'm gonna find and I'm gonna kill every last one of them.
So then we think she's going to find and she's going to kill every last one of them. Who are they talking about? Are they talking about the Fireflies? What happened? Is this still part of Joel's elaborate lie to Ellie about what happened at the end of the original Last of Us? Does she hold some form of anger there, or has he elaborated on a lie, or has something happened previous to what we've seen here, completely separate from the original game? But that's something that we'll see. I'm going to forecast this game's probably going to be released somewhere around this time next year, in 2017, or possibly that's the release date and then delayed until 2018 at some stage. So it might be March 2018 or December 2017. So we'll soon see. But if you saw something in that trailer that I haven't picked up on and you want to make a comment, please do. Please do in the comment section down below, because I would love to know as much as I can about this trailer. I'm going to follow every step that Naughty Dog takes up until the release of The Last of Us Part 2. And I want to know what everybody else thinks as well. So please do so. That's all I've got for today. As always, I am Lucas Aurelius and I'm from Aussie Gamers Express. If you liked this video and want to see some more, please subscribe to the Aussie Gamers Express YouTube channel and feel free to check us out on Facebook. We also do a weekly podcast. This time of year, it's actually December right now at this time at the recording. We are going to be finishing up the weekly podcast very soon for this year, and we'll come back strong in 2017. We're 153 episodes strong, so it's not a podcast that will fade away into nothing. We've been going for a long time now, so come and check us out, and we'll be around for a while yet to come. So thank you everyone for watching this video. Share it with your friends, subscribe, and everything like that. We'd appreciate that. Until the next video that I make, I will see you then. Catch ya.